Hey guys, it's Joshua Reviews. Okay. So back in 2017, I did a bunch of reviews. You guys know the drill. I, I reviewed a movie. It's gonna cut straight to the chase because there's no reason for me delaying it or going on and on about a story. Jack-O-Lantern. Yeah. I saw this at my local video store, and when they went out of business, like I said in the last video, they were selling a bunch of DVDs for like $1, and this was one of the ones that I picked up. And I remember liking it when I first watched it, but yeah, obviously, my opinion has, it's obviously since changed, especially on a lot of stuff. And I've been meaning to re-review all the films that I reviewed back then. So let's just cut straight to the chase. Jack-O-Lantern. So I'll go ahead and read the plot synopsis. 1 year after a deadly car accident, Jack returns home and tries to get past the recurring nightmares that haunt him. As his deadly visions become a reality, Jack soon realizes that each new nightmare is uncovering details of the accident that he had forgotten, and someone is using him to exact a deadly vengeance. Ooh, very interesting plot, I must say. And I gotta be honest, as a kid, I didn't really understand anything that was going on, but now, rewatching it, I gotta say, the story's pretty damn good, I have to admit. There's a lot of references to other movies, a lot of callbacks, and, one would argue it's a ripoff of I Know What You Did Last Summer, because the plot is pretty much I Know What You Did Last Summer, so yeah, it's a ripoff. But, that doesn't... If you're ripping off something, at least do something creative with it. And basically, what they do with this movie and its concept is that Jack, the main character who lost his father in a car accident, his father, no, wait, what am I saying? He gets a pumpkin at his doorstep and he decides to carve it. He's specifically as the actor who played Jack said in the behind the scenes, he starts off brain dead because of the accident, because he was in a coma. And after he carves the pumpkin and starts having these visions and dreams, he, to put it simple, he becomes possessed, and every time he falls asleep, this pumpkin monster comes to life and kills the people that got him and his father in the accident. And I gotta say, for whatever budget they had for this film, because you could tell it was very low, the creature was very cool. I gotta give credit where credit's due, man. Like, you look at this and you're like, okay, this is gonna be one of those cheap, Lionsgate movies that you see at a video store and you watch it. It's nothing like the cover, similar to Dark Harvest 2. But no, the pumpkin monster that's featured in this film actually looks really damn good. And I was thinking to myself, holy crap, imagine this movie, but like an actual movie, I've said it before and I'll say it again. Why is it the good movies are always the ones that get remade? Why isn't it the bad ones? I would love to see a remake for this movie, because as much as I'm praising it right now, don't get me wrong, this movie's still shit. And I'll get to that in just a second. But the creature and monster design is very well done, and it was very well executed, in my opinion. With all that being said, though, this film's still shit. I'm not even going to sugarcoat it, which is very sad, because after the movie was done, I decided to actually watch some of the special features. I watched the behind the screens. Ooh, that's what they call it. I watched the behind the scenes, and a lot of the people involved were really passionate about it. And you gotta wonder, with so much passion and love behind it, why does the film still turn out shit? I mean, I get it. It's 2005. It's a low budget indie film, but that still doesn't mean the film will turn out bad. But yet somehow these films always do. I don't get it. why do they always turn out bad? Why is it films like this always just turn out bad when you can tell there's a lot of love and passion behind it? Because I think they said that they made the director was the one who made the monster design, and he put a lot of thought and care into the kills and the ideas that were thrown into this film. Oh yeah, I should probably mention about the kill thing. He put a lot of effort into the kills for the budget they had, and I don't normally mention something like that because it's whatever, but he really was adamant about that, and apparently they premiered this at I think it was like a Scream Con or something or whatnot. But apparently the crowd went wild and loved the film. So it's like, oh, well, I'm glad they loved it. I mean, don't get me wrong, this film's bad, but I could see some enjoyment out of it. So let me just say this. As a film, it's not good. If you are wanting to watch a, just a movie, okay, everything you come to expect with these types of low budget indie films by Lionsgate specifically, because they loved making or distributing these low budget movies. The acting's atrocious, and I mean atrocious. The acting in this film was awful. The sound design, the sound mixing, the soundtrack, the editing, the cinematography, it's all awful. It's horrendous. Actually, I take that back. The cinematography is some shots decent, but there's a lot of shots that linger. A lot of the dialogue feels like filler. A lot of the movie drags in some spots. And a lot of the sound designs are just laughably bad. And a lot of the dialogue is unintentionally hilarious. Like, no one talks like this in real life. It's like AI generated dialogue. I swear. All that being said, though, even though this film is shit, I did kind of like it. But this isn't one of those things where it's like, oh, this is like the Room level of entertainment. Like, no, this is not that. This is a bad film, and I don't recommend you watch it. But all that being said, I wasn't bored throughout the entire film. There were a lot of moments that had me laugh out loud, and there were a lot of moments that really kept my interest. The last 20 minutes, it's always the last 20 minutes. I don't fucking get it. The last 20 minutes of this film specifically were really entertaining, and I was like, oh, okay. Oh, I also forgot to mention, I fucking love not the main character, Jack, but his friend, Brett. I want to mention this before I forget. I loved Brett in this film. He was my favorite character. He's such a nice dude, and in the behind the scenes, he seems like an even nicer dude. But dude, Brett's my all-time favorite character. Just want to get that out of the way. Not saying his acting is good, but I loved Brett in this film. He was great. Yeah. Now this film's not good. It's bad. It's got bad editing, bad acting, bad everything all around. But there's a lot. You can tell there's a lot of love and passion put behind it, and you can tell everyone involved with it had a lot of fun, and it had a really cool creature. And I do feel like it was well utilized. And to be fair, I did have fun with this movie, even though it was shit. So, how do I rate this? I'm not going to give it a C anywhere in the C regard. I'm going to give it a D-, but I would say if you are really, really curious, get a bunch of friends, have a party, something, watch this film with your buddies, and you guys will probably have a good time. Not kidding. You guys will probably have a good time. Also, I do want to mention something. I don't understand the first 20 minutes of this movie. If someone can explain the first 20 minutes of this movie to me, someone please. Like, I understand it's a Texas Chainsaw Massacre, homage, but what purpose does it serve to the plot? Someone can please explain that. Anyways, guys, if you want to watch this film, go ahead. If you don't, totally understandable. So, this was your film.